All right. So on October 31st, Betty and Paul filled their 290-gallon oil tank for their heater. Beginning in November, they used an average of 15 gallons of oil per week. Complete the table of values with the amount of oil A left in the tank after W weeks. So the weeks are going to be the inputs, and the amount of oil left is the output, right? So if we look at this, we've got to write an equation. So let's think about this. Y equals mx plus b, but we're going to write it in terms of, well, let's just write it in this, then we'll change it over, okay? So I need a starting point and some change. And if we're looking at this, we can see that our starting point is 290, but we're changing 15 gallons per week, right? 15 gallons per week. Now, we're taking away from that 290, right? So that's a negative 15. So when we write this, we can write it as y equals negative 15. Now it kind of looks like a plus, doesn't it? Negative 15x plus 290, right? Sometimes you may have it written like this: y equals 290 minus 15x. Sometimes they'll write it like that if the slope is negative. For mathematical modeling, you'll see that sometimes, so don't be surprised. Now, let's go ahead and change this. We want A as our output, negative 15W plus 290, right? So that's our equation. It's going to go in here. We can graph it, right? So let's go graph it. And so let me get clear here. Let me go back in here and clear some stuff out. There. Okay. So we're going to type the equation in. So we're going to hit y equals. We're going to use the negative down here, not the subtraction sign. Negative 15x plus, was it 290? Yeah, 290. Okay, that's our equation, right? We can look at a table real quick. We can go second graph. We can look at a table, and if I need to move the table up and down, I can hit the little arrow up or arrow down. We know in the beginning, which is at time 0 or week 0, there's 290 there. After the first week, we have 275 gallons left, right? So forth and so on. We can fill in this table here by doing this, right? And we could just kind of use our arrow button, going down, and it just kind of steps things, right? Because we've went, and if we go second window, which is our table setup, we're currently at 4, and we're stepping by 1 week at a time, which is okay. So let's go back to our table so we can get those values. And a graph. Well, let's look at our window. Let's go to our window. Negative 1 to 12 is fine for the x's. That goes out 12 weeks. We could go 15 weeks or whatever if you wanted the x max to be that, okay? But let's look at the y min. I'm going to change it to negative 15. And the reason why I'm changing it to negative 15 is this. We're going to, let's see if I can go ahead and do this and see if it makes sense to you. We're starting at 290 gallons, right? I'm going to go with 305, so I'll do 3. I'll go just a little bit above 15 more above 290, and that way it won't be cutting off at the top of your calculator, okay? my Y-min is negative 15. That gives me one little data point below the x-axis, so I can kind of see some things. And I'm stepping it by 15. So if I hit graph, well, we really don't see, out here past 12. But we do see, do you see what I'm talking about by choosing 305 as my Y max? That allows me to see where it crosses the y-axis as opposed to being up there and I can't see it. Now, if I go to window and I change my 12 to 20 and then hit graph again, now you can kind of see, and you know that this furthest point is 20, so we know that 19 weeks that sucker is going to be done. We're going to have used all 290 gallons, right? Now, so after we've done that and kind of looked at it contextually, now we can go answer some questions. So we've done that. Okay. How much did the amount of oil in the tank decrease between the 7th and 12th week? Answer, blah, blah, gallons. Okay, well, we can find out pretty quick, we can go second table, the 7th and the 12th week. Well, we know it's 110, 185. So 185 minus 110, right? 185 minus 110 is, well, let's see. It'd be 75 gallons. Right? So we know we changed that amount, All right, when will the tank contain more than 245 gallons of fuel? Well, that means starting at 290 down to 245. Well, we can do this a couple ways. We can look at our table, and 245 would be week 3, right? But we could also, if we go to y equals and then type in 245 and then hit graph, what we've seen is we've drawn a horizontal line because they gave us an output, right? 245 gallons is an output. And if I go second trace and hit number 5, I can go enter, enter, enter. And the reason why I'm hitting it 3 times is the first time it goes to the first curve, second time to the second or first line, then second line, and the third says guess. Folks, this is a calculator. We ain't guessing nothing. Just hit enter, okay? And we can see at week 3, right? We will be at 245 gallons. So let's go back over here. When will the tank contain until what week? Until 3 weeks, right? And we've kind of done that on our calculator. Okay, so I went over the first 2 problems. That's how we normally do it or teach it face-to-face and everything, showing you how to use the calculator, how to set things up. So this is going to be section 1.1 part 1, okay?